if I have to, in order to speak clean, crisp English to anything that grew up United States and anything that entered a service military, here's the thing. Early 1900s, I'm giving you 3 dates. Early 1900s to 1940s. That's your one span of life between my grandfather and my father's birth date. Then you have one more span between my father and my birth date. So, from my grandfather's era until my era, being ERA. Hitler uses ERO. Okay, so from my ERA being the downed below clock approved level, the only thing that's pertinent for you to gain orientation on where your loyalty, your royalty, and your unlimited protection comes from would be my non-disfigured face. So, being that I am the only extraterrestrial and immortal in this conversation and for all time, that gives you your ultimate protection and authority. Here is your priority. Your U.S. encompasses U.S. Border Patrol, U.S. Marshals, U.S. Customs, U.S. service members who are some form of militarized. And then U.S. citizen, and then you have U.S. patent. All of these services, when it has a U and an S, whether the dot comes before, in the middle, after. I know you all get cutesy, whether it has 2 dots, 3 dots, 4 dots. That's the Mongoloid. We shouldn't know this much. We're not U.S. worthy. All right. So here's how this works, Batman. For those of us that are facially colorless, which is why Batman first came as black and white, to help all area keep a clean linguistics globally, to all my area white. So if you are white and Joe Carollo is the lowest on the white totem pole, I am going at the moment for a band of Brothers of White that has a slight variety, but not much. My Uncle Bob Casella would also be another, and he was part Russian. He would be another band I would consider in the white category, since my Polish blue ice eyes and like RH negative color skin is a whole nother classification to itself, but works with the brothers from another color group in white banding together to get the facially disformed and disfigured out of their hair, which is not a you're ugly, your mama's ugly. No, not one of those. No, it's there is a classification of people on this planet. We used to call them, and we still do at U.S. territory, they are facially disfigured. They look mongoloid. There is a medical classification in the U.S. monologue of I said it and Hitler said it, and we're the two that created the United States. Oh, I know, this is like a real fucking shocker for you all. Wake up, New York! Alright, so, United States is him and I and whatever we say. We put it in writing generations ago, which gets confusing, but we're immortal. That's how we explain that. It gets confusing for my Mickey Mouse upper echelon, like, pure white band, when they're being told by other, now Elizabeth allows some UN shitbag organization to start up, and then they're confusing UN rights with US rights. Listen to me. I hate to tell you, we're in charge of the UN also. That was how we took care of the robin's nest originally. It was U.S. was pure lily white, no facial deformity, and we are not on any land at the moment while the two extraterrestrials are trying to reconfigure the problem with the sociopathic economics that you idiots keep like voting for and confusing each other with. And you keep riling up the children to all the wrong enemy. Great. So, here's how this one works. The United States is NICKLAUS and Nicole. We are the top. We're like the partners, whatever. Easy because you know we look alike and what we say is going to stay congruent. You stay in that band and you know that those brothers stick together to protect Nicole and Hitler and our extra special Stargate equipment and our extra special science project we need to fix, being geonatology and the sociopathic economics and what movement you idiots below have done. That's A number one. Below that, we deal in UN. That would be the unit of NICKLAUS and Nicole. There's two N's. Good? There's a double S up in US because it's on top of one another. And then that would be his and my personal authority to the US of Band of White Brothers. And then underneath that, and I don't care, there's no countries. Wherever you came from, everybody loves everybody in you're Polish, we love you. You're Russian, we love you. You're German, we love you. You're from Wisconsin in what used to be the United States of America, we love you. You're Canadian, we love you. Great, great. Okay, everybody's friends now, because I said so. There's no reason to fight, stupid. There's no countries, and there was no history that was true. Okay, so we had sociopaths trying to take over the movement of progress back then, and a couple of guys fight. Some of them were Russians, some of them were Nazis, some of them were Americans, whatever. Kiss and hug and make up. We got a bigger problem with the facially deformed going forward, and a pussy sitting in a fucking royal crown and a pain in everybody's ass for confusing herself with the rest of us. So, Band of White Brothers, great. Okay, they protect extra special Star Goddess equipment, so it means nothing to a facially deformed piece of shit that they're going to kill every single one of them, no matter the landmass. As soon as they wind up in Russia, you kill them. As soon as they wind up inside of England, you kill them. As soon as they wind up in the borders of the United States, the 50 continental, you kill them. Immediately. You do not let them accumulate while you're waiting for further instructions, because then they start to talk to the children that didn't know they exist, and they're like, well, they're not so bad. Why can't they stay? Because if you let them stay in one house, you now give your other brothers safety and security concerns elsewhere in the world. Stupid children of selfish dipshit level. Great. So now I have a UN of non-white and white mixing together in a meeting so I can clarify one instruction for how we are rebuilding the planet at UN level. Why do I have people less than my number one status with NICKLAUS and all of my white protection of Stargate size that I don't need to hear anything outside of what I would wake back up in? We are in charge of that. We said, shoot first, nobody's asking questions. And the UN, if you want safety at all colors elsewhere, while we're trying to put the world back together, this is not going to work if you keep sending your operatives into other lands just for shits and giggles and for more money. That's where the white guys are coming to every area country in big quantities with some of your other colors, giving them like their whole back and taking out like full countries if we need to. That's where we're at. I don't need a singly facially deformed anywhere in Polynesia. You are lucky to be alive. Go wear flip-flops and live on the island of Hawaii and shut the fuck up, because I wasn't coming after you unless you happen to be a traveler and causing major problems elsewhere. We're taking down telecommunications. I don't need letters and numbers and voices traveling. It's a big fucking problem. So there will be one landline per zone, and that's it. We're going down to bare minimal. I want all my white band to get thick and close together in one U.S. uniform. There's 0 women, because I'm not bringing you into this next fight, and the men only. The less variability I give my one team, the more reliable, the more trustworthy, and the more they get accomplished. I'm not adding colors. I'm not adding flags. I'm not adding countries. I'm not adding cunts. I'm adding just men. That's it. And then everybody else will go down to UN informed once NICKLAUS and I secure the Stargate equipment. Because right now, I have way too many space agency colors from other countries that the UN did not approve. NICKLAUS and I would never, ever allow anything from the UN to gain access to cell phone technology, computer technology, or any kind of utility at that point. We said that from the very start. We were very clear. How do you keep yourself safe at white guys and colored guys? Colored guys group in a UN, and you wait for further instructions, but you are not promoting phones, computers, or selling naval anything to other area members. So the fact that Indo-Pacific now has units of sailing ships, I want every single one of them sunk. I want every single area white to take out everything on, and that trained itself that it has the same rights as God and the white guys trying to secure the planet at the moment to keep global security at the utmost, since your head consciousness is going down by all of the greasy, the Wayne's World guy that I put up the other day? That's how the rest of the planet sees us. Europe, doesn't matter if they're Muslim or whatnot. They look at American like you guys are the fucking most disgusting derelict. Why can't we just punish all the kids there and keep our kids safe and whatever? You understand? These are the arguments I have to go over in immortal territory that nobody knows about. Yeah, while I'm waiting for Central Station to come get me so I can secure white equipment, which then keeps all the colors below in human level safe and whatever, so we can put you back together, since while you were on your own and I didn't have a full-time figure in your broken science project, you understand? I was coming into a full science project, a full figure. The way I work, I can walk in and out of space and time. It doesn't fucking matter. So if I need to make a meeting in 19 or 1800s in my skin, I walk out of space and time in my cuneiform for a few hours. I make the meeting. I make the signatures. I tell the story. I then have witnesses. I bring my copies back to my Cloud 9 Central Station, and then they hold on to it in Central Station for me, for when my full figure arrives. This is God stuff. We don't tell the average person how God has to work around all area idiocy. But you keep making these marches and Black Lives Matter. Every time your fat, stupid ass mouth opens it and says Black Lives Matter more than white lives, do you understand that they are calculating and tabulating out just how many of you need to die in black? I'm just curious. Because that's what happens. Every time you say something negative, it used to be on this planet, you don't say anything unless it contributes to a solution. And you don't say anything about anybody else unless it's positive. That's the way humans are set up to function. In this society that I woke up in, it's like they promote the loud, obnoxious, wrong behavior in order to what? Be heard? By who? We already know that you think that you're underadvantaged. Got that. I was trying to fix that, but then you made me the fucking enemy, and I'm God, and I'm white. So now what do I fucking tell you? It's not me that's the bad guy. It's the Mongoloid that you say, you can't say that he's Mongoloid. It's not nice. Really? Because I'm pretty sure the black people down in the South that are like really mad about the Confederates, if they knew what the North was up to in like Steinbrenner, asshole Jews, letting in all the Mongoloids with California at its side, going, I don't really see why John, he's a cool dude. Oh my God, there goes society. You're letting sociopathic run the economics and the future. Holy fuck, why do we even let this many humans exist? Like, I don't understand. They just interfere in everything. Why can't you move them in one direction? There's one white. It's myself as colorless white, the good one at God level. And then you've got the evil Mongoloids. They also have a shade of white, which I hate because then they think I'm like them. Oh, kind of like in the Hispanics. You get mad when we call you all Hispanics because Dominicans are Dominican and Jamaicans are Jamaicans, Haitians are Haitians, and then you've got Puerto Ricans are Puerto Ricans. Yeah, no, I know you like me to call you white, but, so what do I do now? You understand? You all have some form of like anger about something, and you all think like you have to be heard before God does. So, I'm just curious, how does God help you fix the world when she knows what needs to be done and you keep opening your mouth and fucking with her actual patrol? You keep throwing your cunts up to U.S. going, no, we're in a U.S. No, U.S. is landless and locked into a whole nother, you are not U.S. We cover your security, but you are not U.S. if you're a woman. There's only one woman in the entire U.S. system, and that's Nicole. Because she owns it and she started it. So, anything else I need to explain to the loudmouth, obnoxious children of the 50 Continental to try to educate the non-American dirty language speakers elsewhere so they don't get upset and don't think that I'm talking to them necessarily unless it pertains to them. I'm really yelling at everything stupid that entered the U.S. and why my great white stallions of any country that woke up white can't walk around inside of the 50 U.S., especially in New York would be a nice start where God lives. So Central Station can pave a way to come get me out of fucking New York, which is what I've been asking since I was 3. There's a lot more in the U.S., in the New York State area, in New York City, that's foreign related that nobody gave citizenship to from a U.S. Customs a Marshal Service and actuality. You do not have authority at any magistrate, at any advocacy, at any corporate level. You have nothing. You have no say. You get a bullet in the fucking face for interfering with our actual patrol of the planet and securing of the most important equipment, which is the humans that you are. So, anyone who interfered, there is no, like, locking up justice here. There are enough white service members in any one of your uniforms. I don't really give a shit. You got a penis, you're white, and you know that you need to secure and band together and you can use a gun. Great. Give each other permission slips and fucking go on foot. Hurry the fuck up. It's getting ugly around here.